Hey, future me from a future video. I'm currently in Toccoa, Georgia, camping in the rain for 3 days, and fishing and swimming in the river, a bunch of cool stuff. My friends are on their way up here right now, but this is me dropping in to say the solar shower works wonders. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ryan B. Made It. You're probably wondering to yourself, I wonder what this kid has in store today. Well, it's making a solar shower. I know you've probably seen 100 million YouTube videos on how to make these. They're pretty simple. It's just PVC. I'm gonna do air pressure, so I'm gonna have it where I can hook up to an air compressor, and the shower's gonna be pressurized. Pretty simple. All you need to start off with is some PVC. This is sewage PVC. It's said to hold pressure better, so if you're gonna do pressurized, I recommend getting sewage PVC. Home Depot has it, I think in 10-foot lengths. I'm gonna be using, this is roughly 6 foot, and it's 4 inches wide. If I did my math right, it's supposed to be like 5.5 gallons. So I'll kind of go through the process of how I want this to be set up. I've already done a little bit of it. Yeah, so let me give you a rundown of how this is gonna work. So this is the whole thing laid out. I've got to glue that end and it'll be done. But so on this end, I've got the Y split, and on this cap here, I've got the radiator bleed valve. It's cocked and it's still drying, so I'm not gonna fill it up with water today. But that's that end, and that will actually be up like towards the sky, and that'll be where I fill. I'll take that cap off, put a hose in there, fill it up. Then on this end will be down and slightly sideways, so it's going to be right here, and it's going to be like cocked over about right here. I'll show you guys when that's all glued on. But on this end, I've got the spigot, which is also cocked on the inside like you saw, and the tire pressure valve to put the air compressor on. If you're going to do it like me, you're going to need 1, 2, 3 end caps and one of these screw on tops to fill up in. Let me go grab these other end caps right quick. They're in the bus. I'm going to sand the PVC down and make it textured so I can spray paint it black. So here's what I've already done. This is a 4-inch end cap, and I just drilled a hole big enough to get the spigot in there. And I was originally going to do something on the back side, like I was going to screw something on the back side, but I think it's unnecessary as long as I silicone this and make it waterproof. I think it'll be fine just like it is, which we'll see. Here's the sandpaper that I got. Don't mind my toothbrush. I slept in a bus last night. And by the way, if you're going to sleep in a bus and you don't have any AC, make sure that your bed is not leather, or you will just wake up in a pool of sweat. Also, so the bus had these walls on here that the owner before me put up, but I wanted to take the walls down so I can open up more windows and have more light because it's really dark in here. Well, I took this wall off, and old buddy decided to spray paint the 4 windows that he had covered with a wall on the inside, and on the outside he also covered them with a piece of sheet metal. So I'm asking myself, why did he spray paint them if he covered them up? But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do if you wanna live on a bus. So here I am. But back to the shower stuff. I got some O-rings, which I may not even have to use. This was the piece that I was gonna screw on the back of the spigot on the inside, but as you can see, it doesn't really come through that far, so I think I'll be fine without it. This is my bleeder valve, and let me actually show you this. This is the bleeder valve. You can buy this at your local like AutoZone, auto parts store. And all it does is, you see this hole on the bottom here? Whenever you twist this top, like so, it allows that hole to go up and release pressure. So I want to say all the way up, like when it's all the way up to the top like this, it's holding pressure. But as you expose that hole in the bottom, it allows pressure to escape. So I was looking for something to screw onto the back side of this, because it's going to be just like this spigot. It's going to go through this 4-inch cap. It's going to go through, and I wanted something to secure it on the back side. Well, I looked and looked, The thread count is a M14 1.5. Couldn't find it anywhere in Home Depot or Lowe's, so I actually ended up going to Advanced Auto and finding this lug nut that has a hole in it, or like that's like not closed off, and it goes on there just fine. I don't know if I'll be needing that either if I just silicone this, but that's a crucial part to a pressurized shower. Here I have valve stem, tire valve stems. So this is just like what you have on your car to put air in your tire, which I'm going to use to put air inside the shower. They come in packs of 2. I want to say all in all I've spent like 80 bucks on all this stuff. The most expensive things are the the Y splits on the PVC. But so yeah, I have all this stuff here. Let's go build a shower. If you're gonna do this project, you're gonna need purple primer and PVC cement. First you do the primer, purple primer, and then you do solvent, cement, pipe, and fitting. Okay, easy enough. I know this is probably very painful to watch, but at least you can learn from my mistakes. Man, this stuff will get you high as a kite. Whew. I'm getting a little lightheaded just putting it on. Golly. Alright, so that should be about right. So we primered her. I'm going to primer the inside here. Just a bunch of primer, just a bunch of primer. Okay. Looks about good. Now let's put cement in both of these and jam them in each other. Okay. Put the cement on. Make sure you put a nice amount on there and do the same on the inside. One more glob, we should be good. The trick is, jam this guy in there. Make sure you really get it in there. Nice. And voila! We have some PVC in there. The reason I had to do this was so I could put this cap on this piece, because the caps don't fit on the end of the splits. So you gotta do a little bit more PVC. Let's see. We're gonna do about 4.5, 5 inches. Whatever you do, kids, do not do this at home without parent supervision. Luckily for me, I'm old enough to get tattoos, so I really don't need parent supervision. But if you're not old enough to get tattoos, make sure your parents are here, because you'll probably end up doing something stupid like this. This is how you don't cut PVC, kids. Take notes. Oh, there goes that whole can of purple primer. Oopsie daisy. Alright, so on that note, I think I'm gonna not work on this today and come back to it another day, because yeah, I'll probably be back another day. So I have these tire valve stems here, and as you can see, I've caulked the spigot on the inside, and I also caulked the radiator bleed valve. So now what I'm about to do is put some caulk in there and then push this guy in really hard as I can, and then put this nut on the outside of it. Alright, bro. You're just in the workplace now. I'm sorry. You're just in the workplace. Stop. Okay, okay. Hey, okay. No, get your head out of there. Alright, so one thing you want to make note of here on the bleeder valve, when I cocked it, if you see whenever I twist it to release pressure, that the inside actually spins out. So you want to be careful that you don't cock the actual moving mechanism. What I did was I just took like a really thin object and wiped the cock off around it and then wiped it off. And now it spins fine and there's no cocking on it. Because I could get in there and like lock it up and this function wouldn't work. I also wrote the directions on which way to turn the valves while they're off and I can see, and I'm not doing a trial run and screw it up or whatever. So, but now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this purple primer and this PVC cement. So my first piece that I'm gonna glue together is gonna be the end cap with the spigot and the valve stem, and you want to apply the primer and cement to both the inside of the female and the outside of the male. So I'm gonna apply it here and here and then shove this in as far as it can. You also want to note that your cuts are straight and that your edges are sanded, not like this one. Do not do that. Make sure you sand that off.
Shawty call me basic, but I'm chasing this paper like I got LASIK. Oh fuck. Alright, shawty call me basic, but I'm chasing paper like I got LASIK. Like I've been in the back of 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 the bus.
So this is like day 8 of building the solar shower, and I made a little bit of a mistake last night when you guys saw me in my house caulking all the seals. So I had this Y split already, and I put this piece on that day I spilled the primer at my parents' driveway. Actually, right there, you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, there goes that whole can of purple primer. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, so I put this on there, and then last night I connected the spigot to a little 4-inch piece, but that was a bad idea because I should have connected the spigot piece to here. So then I couldn't connect this piece to this piece anymore. So I had to go buy a new Y split today. It cost me like 10 bucks. So just make sure you're cognitive of the proper steps so you don't accidentally do something that you can't connect two pieces. So that's basically trash. But so I want to show you guys what I have. I'm almost done. I'm gonna lay it out for you guys. All right, so it's not fully glued, but it's gonna be cocked just a little bit so that front will be straight, and I'll have access to this spigot with my door open and my hatch open. And a little tip. I don't have this piece glued, but a little tip. I was just lining up to see where I wanted it, which is right here. So I'm gonna take a Sharpie and just do this so I know where to line it up at. Let's do a line and do another line so I know where to put it, and that'll be the solar shower. Alright, so the camp shower is done. I've done some stuff that I haven't filmed, but I did get a hose and a nozzle, but I kind of goofed. Let me show you why. I bought this handle here, and my father had this hose, and it would have worked fine because it's got this that connects to the shower. The other end is also female, so I've got 2 female ends, but the handle is also female, so I had to buy this male to male 1/2-inch adapter. Now I've got a shower hose, so I'm gonna strap this up there and get it mounted, put the hose on, and then test it and make sure there's no leaks, and see how the pressure is. And yeah, Nixie, you got anything to say? Boop. So we are all mounted up, and as you can tell, she's not going anywhere at all. I used just like kayak straps and mounted it through my roof rack to my roof rack. You can see I just kind of weaved it in and out and made sure that my buckles were accessible to stay tightened, and then I just tied the excess rope there. But I'm gonna try to put some water in this thing and hook up the air compressor, and hopefully there's no leaks, and hopefully I get a pressurized hose. But that's not gonna happen because, yeah. Hopefully there's no leaks. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm noticing that the van's tipped slightly this way, so I might not get the full amount. That's fine, it's just a test run. I'm also working on doing a subfloor right now. You can't really see it. A subfloor, and I've been like trying to insulate and sound dead in the roof. I'm gonna do the same stuff to the floor. So there's gonna be a video on that. So stay tuned. And I hope you're crossing your fingers right now that this thing isn't gonna leak. So far, so good. So far, so good. So let's see how we're looking up there. So now this is no pressure. Wait a minute. So I've got the air compressor hooked up, and I've heard that like 30 psi is all you need. So let's try this. I know what the problem is. I think that since I put the air hose right here beside the spigot, that it's actually pushing the water away from the spigot. So that's why I'm getting a lot of airflow, not really much water. So what I might try to do is, because I don't want to cut it up anymore, make it any smaller. So I might take this cap off and try to put a tire valve right there and then cock it, try it again. I'm actually going to try to close this some more. So, if you learned anything from this video, it's don't put the tire valve stem right above the spigot, because you'll just push all the water away from it. So, put on the other end so it'll push water towards it. Just that blue thread tape I was talking about. You just put that around the threads of whatever you're going to have in there to waterproof it. Okay, so let's try this again. Uh-oh, we got a leak. Right there. Come on, work. What? So I adjusted the van where it's on a slope now, and I've got another leak here. So I'm gonna have to cock this one and this one. But I don't see any more leaks. And this is without any pressure, any air pressure. So with the hose straight, you can get it the hose straight, you can get some water. But let me try to pressurize it and we'll see if it's any good. Please, please, give me something I can work with. I can work with it. Barely, but I can. Oh man. Yeah, that'll work. Not much, but it'll work. Dang it, man. Alright, so I'm gonna do this one, and this one, it looks like. About 20 PSI. Okay, not bad. I'm satisfied with it. I'm gonna take it down now and I'm gonna caulk the leaks. But hopefully this serves some sort of purpose to someone out there. You can see exactly what not to do when building a solar shower, and you can see how to fix it when you screw up 100 times. And that's awesome. It's done. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Like I said, I've got a camping trip coming up, redoing whole interior of the van, so if you want to see that, stick around.
Like I don't know how to shut it up. Like I don't know how to shut the fuck up. Like I don't know if I'll ever shut up because I'm on a grind. I'm doing it on my own time. I'm doing it, I'ma go and climb.